All right, video number 2 is going to go over the elastic ranges that can be identified on a monopoly. For the sake of simplicity here, we took off the marginal cost and average total cost curves here, but you can still identify this in a normal monopoly. Now, a key indicator that they're going to ask about the elastic range is that all of a sudden marginal revenue is going sub-zero, right? It's going below the x-axis. If you see that, you have a pretty good idea that they're going to be asking you about the ranges of elasticity, right? So the first things first. We know the elastic range can be determined by the total revenue test. The total revenue test says if price goes down, total revenue is going to go up. That means we're elastic. It means when price went down, people saw it, responded to it in great numbers, and pushed up the total revenue. So by decreasing my prices, I got more people to buy it, which is the definition of elasticity, right? So if we know that to be true, then this becomes pretty easy. We know our elastic range is going to be when marginal revenue is positive. How do we know this? Because when marginal revenue is positive, when I lower the price, I'm going to see increases in total revenue, because as long as marginal revenue is positive, total revenue is rising all the way up, right? At any quantity, total revenue is rising until it hits its peak, right? So if I get a little graph here, if I went from 15 at this quantity of 2, at 2 my total revenue was something like, I don't know, 30. If I lowered the price to, let's say, 10, at 10 my total revenue is all the way up here at 64. So by decreasing the price here, my total revenue went up significantly. That's elastic, right? How do you find this visually? It's just wherever marginal revenue is positive is our elastic range, where it's on the left, okay? Now, what's the inelastic range? Inelastic range is the opposite. It shows when price decreases, total revenue actually falls, meaning it's not attracting a whole lot of people into the market. They're buying it anyways, or they're not going to buy it regardless. That's the idea. So a decrease in price just takes away your profitability, right? So it's a bad thing. Firms don't want to be operating in an inelastic firm necessarily when they have to decrease the price to increase their offerings or the profits, right? So whenever that happens, price goes down until revenue goes down, it's inelastic. So let's check it out. We know inelastic is going to be over here when marginal revenue is negative. Marginal revenue is below our x-axis, right? And that's going to happen on the right side here. That's our inelastic range. How do we know that? Well, when I lower the price here from, like, I don't know, let's say $8 to, I don't know, let's say $1, I go from a total revenue that's up here of like 50 to a total revenue that's down here of like 40, right? So by decreasing my price, my total revenue went down. This should make logical sense. It's because marginal revenue is negative. An additional unit being sold decreases my marginal revenue into the negative, so my total revenue goes down. Okay, so those are your two ranges, elastic and inelastic. Know that's a total revenue test there. You know this one from a couple of units ago. And now we're just saying, hey, our demand curve is elastic on the left side of this. And then marginal revenue hitting 0 is the maximum point of total revenue. Because anytime marginal revenue goes negative, means total revenue is falling. Because total revenue is made up of a bunch of marginal revenues, right? So if marginal revenues are negative, total revenue is going to fall. And then over here on the right, put this in a different color for you. Over here on the right, our demand curve is going to be inelastic, right? Inelastic from that point further. Hopefully that makes some sense. Only a few questions they can ask about that, which is, hey, where's the elastic range? Where's the inelastic range? Where's total revenue going up? Where's total revenue going down? When is total revenue maximized? And you should be able to answer all of those questions. Final thing to know is that monopolies will only produce in an elastic range. They're not going to produce over here because they have to decrease the price in order to attract more people there, and they won't want to do that if that means that they're going to lose revenue. Right? So they will always operate on this side of our demand curve. All right, hopefully that was helpful to you. Moving on.